At home with Lucas here. So today we're going to be talking about SUPLAUD reverse osmosis tankless water system. Yes, people, this thing is a beast. It has an advanced 7-stage filtration, so it's going to be able to get out some of the grossest particulates and particles that you do not want in your water. Not to mention the fact that one set of filters, there's 3 in this unit, is equal to 1,100 barrels of water. Yes, that's a lot of plastic that you're saving, helping out the planet. Not to mention the fact that this thing has a super smart faucet, which we're gonna take a look at later on. It can also swivel in a 360. This thing is packed full of a lot of tech inside to tell you when the filter is going to run out and all kinds of fun stuff. So in this video, we're doing a hands-on with the box, quick unboxing and first impressions on said water filtration system. After that, we're going to be doing a quick install. Then I'm going to put this bad boy to the at-home Lucas test to figure out, is it something you should buy or maybe skip altogether? I'm here for you, so I don't have to waste your time buying or returning. All right, let's go ahead and sip into it. All right, this is the box that it comes in. There's an outline of what's to come in the box. That is the name of the company right there. Let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. Wow, that was actually boxed really nice. That thing just slid right out with some styrofoam surrounding it. It actually looks really cool. I'm kind of blown away by the look of that. There's the instruction manual. You got some piping right there, some more stuff over there with the faucet. We'll take a look at that in a second. Let's go ahead and get everything unwrapped and take a closer look. All right, there we go. We got everything unwrapped. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. So in the front here, you have a little display. It's going to give you some readouts. Let's go ahead and take a look at the faucet itself. So this has a display on it, which means it needs power. So this is the first faucet I've ever seen with a power cable running up to it, also with a water hose going into it, but that's how it's gonna look in your sink with that chrome and black sort of accent. So I'm really excited to see how well this actually works. Of course, you have your power cable here. Take a look at the side over here. So this is where your smart faucet plugs in. There's your power right there, and then here are your 3 different water ports. You have your pure, your wastewater, and your inlet water. Very simple. It looks like there's a 4th one over here that could be for a different type of filtration, an alkaline or something, but there's another water port right there. And it looks like these move all over the place. That means you can swing it out to remove it super easily. So they really thought about the customer. All right, so first impressions, very nice looking, very unique. Definitely something that has the potential to make some really good purified water. Okay, this is my current setup right here, so I'm going to be pulling that one off and putting in the new one. Okay, that one came out really easily. I actually had to drill this hole myself. You can see it took a long time for the drill bit I used. You could also pull out this here and run it in here, or if you have a sprayer, you can replace your faucet with a 2-in-1, a sprayer and a faucet, and then you'll get rid of the sprayer and have a hole for your faucet. So you can either drill a hole. If you have stainless steel sink, it's metal, it's gonna be super easy to drill a hole in there and mount it. If you have granite like I do, or whatever this is, it's gonna take a little bit longer, but you can do it and it'll look a lot better. Bam, there it goes. I think I'm gonna keep it at an angle like this. I kind of like that to break up the norm. This is straight at an angle, sits like that. So you do have to put the first gasket that looks like that in that way, facing up, so that it seats on there. Because of the electronics, you don't want any water to drip down in there. So this is kind of a seal. So it should go on just like that. All right, and that's how it looks when it's fully seated on there. Really locks in place, and it has a very good seat. I like that a lot. Some of these, the washers will start to like move out of the way or kind of shift to one side. So that's really cool that it's sitting just like that. Okay, so this is what it looks like down here. This is temporary right now. I'm gonna probably put this on the other side of my sink, but this is how it looks right now. We have our water hoses going to their designated areas. Luckily, I already had one of these put in. If you don't have one of those, you just basically drill a hole halfway up your pipe and put one of those right in there.
Daddy.
Okay, so that is an LED light right there, people. Wow. That is very cool. I wonder if that's gonna tell me when the filter's dead. Also, because of my setup, I can barely see that stuff back there. Now the water's on and it is working away. Now let's check for drips. So you always wanna make sure there's no water dripping out anywhere. No water dripping out over there. Okay, so the first thing you're supposed to do, it says to turn this thing on and let it run for 30 minutes. So I went ahead and set a timer for 30 minutes. But let's take a quick look at the stream. So the stream is actually really interesting. It is a circle, which sounds funny, but normally water sort of shoots out in its own stream. So they've actually controlled this stream up top here. So there's something going on up there that's a little bit different. Yeah, very interesting. It's almost like it's not a normal stream. All right, we'll come back in 30 minutes and see how it's working. Okay, we're coming up on the 30 minutes of flushing. So it's been running for about 30 minutes and it's really cool. You can actually see that's the water coming in from my tap water. And then this is the filtered water right below it. So it has two sensors, a sensor for the water coming in and a sensor for the water coming out into your cup. So that's cool. So you can see that in real time, assuming that that's 100% accurate. I'm gonna say that I trust it 90%. But I also really like this display readout. It's nice and dark and then it's very bright. But I do like how this is pretty stable right here and that's pretty stable right there. Some of these will bounce all over the place and they'll give you a readout that's just unreal. But this one is super solid, so I'm very happy about that. Okay, so two things that I like. One, it's black, it matches my other faucet right there. I had a silver one over there for a while and it was much smaller. So the second thing I like about this is it's huge. So that means if I have stuff in the sink, I can hold it up there and it'll fill it up. I can also turn it over to the side of the sink, which is the benefit of having it over towards the corner, is I can fill up stuff over there like a pot or something, so that's awesome. So it really gives a lot more versatility to your filling up. Also, you don't have to like lean down when you're filling up, so that's cool. So those are my two initial thoughts. Great color, and it's really tall. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on and see how quickly that display comes on. I don't like that. That's a little bit slow. That is a little bit slow. And now it's at 33 instead of 30. Now it's at 34. Very weird. Okay, now let's shut it back off. Huh. That's a little strange. Also, it took a minute for me to turn this and for the water to come out. So let's try that one more time. I don't like how slow it is. Wow. That really takes a second to come out before it starts filling. It also seemed like nothing was nothing's happening there. Dripping by this point. Okay. I bet what they'll tell you is to go full blast and then tip it back. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's not good control. Some of these have really good control, very fine movement. This one is really bizarre, and it almost should just be an on-off button or something because they don't want you to do anything but full blast. Very strange. Huh. The display takes a minute to turn on. The water takes a second to turn on. That's a little bit funny, guys. I don't know. Okay, future Lucas here. So I've been using this thing for quite some time, and I've gotten used to how slow this thing is. It's not as slow as I'm making it seem in this scene right here. but it definitely does take a minute. But when you're filling up water, you're not really paying attention to that. You're just kind of holding your cup or whatever you're doing. And the fact that this fills so quickly is awesome. Another thing is that it is using a pump. So there is a pump going on, and that's why you have to go full blast to activate the pump. I mean, you can go halfway like that, but there is a pump in there. So you go full blast, the pump kicks on, and then you can make it a little bit less, but if you're looking for something with really fine controls where you're able to have this thing have the smallest amount of stream, you may want to skip this and go with something else. This one definitely could have a little bit better controls, and sometimes, like it is now, it will make this strange noise, and it's actually dumping as it's going. So I think they could update that a little bit in the future, but it doesn't bother me. I just basically go full blast, fill up my cup or whatever I'm doing, and I'm happy that it fills up quickly. Might be something they need to update. Make that display come on faster and the water to come on faster. It's like you turn this and it sends a signal instead of the water pressure just sitting there. So typically there's water pressure down here. The valve releases the water pressure, so as you touch it, boom, it comes out. This almost seems like it's telling the motor down below to turn on and send the water out. I don't like that. Okay, one real simple test I like to do is take a clean glass like this that has no hard water on it, and I like to fill it up daily for about a week and then take a look at it. So this is the fresh glass right here. We're going to take a look at this after about 6 to 7 days of use. Okay, here we go. It's been just about a week, and you can see this is completely cloudy, completely covered in hard water. And I drink these things pretty quickly, so it's not like they're just sitting with water in them all the time. That is definitely a lot more hard water buildup than I would like to see in about 5 to 7 days of use. So that means this water is not stripped of all the hard water buildup. Now, of course, this cup could have had a little bit of gunk on it to begin with. That would allow it to build up a little bit more, but as we saw in the footage that I shot, it was pretty clear when we first started. So I have done this test on other reverse osmosis systems, and the cup lasts a lot longer, especially with brand new filters. You would expect the hard water to be stripped, but there is only 3 filters, so that could be adding to the problem. My other unit had 4 filters. Mm-hmm. So that is pretty wild. That's what the city water is up top, and that's what the filtered water is down below. That is a great. I've never seen it this low, 17. That is absolutely amazing. Wow. I'm not sure how it's getting better over time, but it's actually getting better. The lowest I saw a while ago was 30, then 20, and now 17. That's incredible. Talk about how quickly this thing fills up a glass. So it actually fills up a glass really fast. And if you've ever dealt with a water filtration system that's slow, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of these things literally come out at a snail's pace. This thing comes out like a jet. It literally launches so much water so quickly. And there is this moment when you're filling up a glass, let's say you're holding it like this, there's a moment where when you go a little bit too long, you notice it real quickly and you start to get annoyed. This one, you don't have that. You can hold a 20 ounce, 23 ounce cup right here. It'll fill it up fast enough that you're not sitting there going, ooh, when is this thing gonna be done? It's done fast and it's awesome. The pressure that comes out of here is a little strong, so take note of that. It can splatter back out if you're filling up something small. So this thing is not really that nimble, and it's not really designed for precision. It's more designed just to fill up quickly and keep going. It will splatter and it will splash out of your cup if it's too small. So it does fill up super fast. They're not lying about that. It's awesome. All right, let's get into this water sip, people. I'm gonna try to explain all the taste and everything that I'm getting from this so that you have a better understanding of what type of filters we're dealing with. So the very first thing you notice is that this is very lightweight, very thin, very, very pure water, almost silky smooth. It is unbelievable the way that it goes down, super smooth. Little to no aftertaste, maybe a tiny hit of sweetness. That's usually what I taste from really good pure water. It doesn't have that like really purified water taste, and it doesn't have that like spring water taste. It's definitely falling right in the middle. And if you've ever had a reverse osmosis bottled water from the gas station, or someone else had one in their house and you used it, this is basically what it's going to taste like. So if you want to know what this tastes like, go to the gas station, go to the convenience store, and grab a bottle that says RO, reverse osmosis, and taste that, and you'll get a good understanding of what this is going to taste like. It also depends on how much hard water you have. So we have a bunch of hard water in our area, so this is definitely noticeably different. So if your water is not very hard, maybe you have a water softener, you may plug this in and it may just be a little bit different than your current one. But for me right now, this is phenomenal. Definitely a 5 out of 5 stars in my book. Okay, I've been using this bad boy for long enough that I think I have a full star rating. Let's just start off with the build quality. So the build quality is good. This is a little bit more flimsy than I would like, and I think if people don't know what they're doing and come over and try to move this around, they're going to be like, ooh, that's really stiff. It is getting a little bit better over time, but I think they can improve this aspect down here a little bit better. There's just something off about it, and I don't know if I'm supposed to put some kind of lubricant in there or something to keep this moving a little bit easier. I've gotten used to it, so it's not terrible for me, and I don't really move it that often. I move it over here to fill stuff up, and then I keep it kind of in this area to fill up cups. So the build quality is good. It's not a 5-star build quality in my book. The metal is solid. Everything's nice about it. This is a little bit flimsy over here, the way that this works. When you push it down, it kind of like moves a little bit, and it's a little bit off. So I'm going to give it a 3.9 out of 5 stars in terms of build quality. The display down here gets dirty really easily. I'll turn on the flashlight to try to show you. I wipe this thing down all the time, but it does get splatters on it, and it kind of looks a little bit gross at times, and then when it turns off, it kind of hides it a little bit, so it's not as visible. But the display is nice. It definitely changes a little bit with tap water, so it'll go between 500 and 515, which is interesting. So it kind of is saying that it is giving you possibly a true readout. Of course, you're going to have to take that with a grain of salt at your own belief. This changes as the water runs, which is kind of interesting. So like I said earlier, it gets down to like 18 and goes up to like 30. If you just fill up a glass, it's going to be around this rate here, which is very strange. It's not as snappy and as fast as I would like it, and I think they could update that for sure and just add some more tech in there. I think it's kind of giving you just a little bit of information, but nonetheless, it does its job, and it's kind of cool to see. It is a blue readout, so on camera, it's coming across as all white right here, but just know that it's like a light blue white color. It's definitely not a solid white like it looks like on camera. But yeah, so the display is good. It does its job. One thing about the faucet shooting out water is it kind of comes out in this jet stream, and what'll happen is you get splatters literally everywhere, and that's kind of why this display is covered in little spots, is because this thing splatters everywhere, and the stream is just not as premium as I would like. It definitely comes out fast though, so if pay attention because it'll fill up your glass really, really fast, which is really cool. That is a great thing. And let's talk about the taste of the water. So the water is actually really good. It doesn't have that like bottled water purified taste. It's somewhere in between a spring water and a bottled water. So it's actually really refreshing. It's really nice. And the fact that you can hear some of the gunky water shoot out after each fill is really nice. You can hear it go down the drain. It will run a flush automatically every once in a while, which is nice. Usually it's by the end of the night I'll hear it running a flush, which is awesome. You can also press the button on the machine to run the flush. The water is great. It definitely does a good job of filtering out the water. It's not a 5-star filter. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars for the water taste and water filtration, but it definitely does strip a lot out, which is awesome. Okay, now let's talk about this unit down here. So the unit is a little bit strange in the way the pipes and the cables come out the front. I kind of wish that they figured out a way to put them into the side of it somehow, or maybe even into the top. So it makes this thing really, really long. I have a standard cabinet depth and it sticks out quite far. As you can see here, I never switched it over to the other side. It's just been sitting here for now. I have a whole nother unit on the other side, so I'm not able to switch it right now, but I am able to close my cabinets, which is good. But yeah, just take note that this thing is very, very large and it's going to take up a lot of space. And then of course you have your power cable. But the fact that you can see the light pulsing when the water's running is cool. My kid likes to look through the cabinet and see that and likes that a lot. The button pressing up here is really good and very solid, but as you can tell, it's pretty far away. So it's not something that you're going to be able to just press all the time. And if I put it on the other side, I wouldn't be able to see it at all. So I think the button pressing needs to be switched to the front here. That would make it absolutely amazing. And the pipes need to be switched to the top in the back. That would be perfect. This thing would get 5 out of 5 stars in my book. But the whole way that it sets up is super fast, super easy. I'm gonna give this whole setup right here a 4.3 star rating. So all in all, with this awesome faucet, the smart feature, and the nice filtration system down below, I'm going to give this thing a solid 4.6 star rating, and I'm going to say highly recommended to everyone out there that wants a really simple install. It's not very hard, it's very simple, and you end up with some pretty phenomenal water that I absolutely love and drink religiously every day. I do wish that they updated a few things on the smart display down there. I'm super excited to see what this company does with the next gen of this. So solid star rating, highly recommended to everyone out there. Buy it. All right, there you go. That's the SUPLAUD water filtration system. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely click that like button. And if you want to join the Adam Lucas family and you want to be a part of this crew, hit that subscribe button. Every time I get a subscriber, I get a boost to make more and more videos. And it's because of you guys I surpassed 10K. Yes, people, on my way to 11K, but I need your help. Yes, you right there. Tell your friends, tell your family, this guy's on YouTube. They should go subscribe and watch my channel. But as always, I thank you for watching each and every one of my videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.